All right, we've got crude oil triggering a bullish breakout earlier in the session, but subsequently sellers took control and they remain in control as we're heading into the end of the day. But before we go further, a quick word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Exness, the world's largest retail broker, offering ultra-fast execution with no overnight fees. Find a link in the description below. This is Bruce for FXEmpire, taking a look at the daily chart for crude oil. So there was this double bottom pattern here near the lows. One, two, a breakout above 68.37. It triggered earlier today, but resistance was seen in the area that we discussed earlier, which is around this downtrend line, this uptrend line, this prior interim swing low, and the 20 moving average, which is purple. If you remember, last week it was up here, but it was falling, and now it is below this potential resistance zone. So the 20 moving average becomes a critical potential resistance zone at 68.63 because there's no chance that gold is going to go higher until it breaks above that and stays above it. And then we also want to watch where this crossover is around 68.98. We could say 69 as a key level as well. Nevertheless, any kind of rally is heading up into potential resistance around these highs here at 70.80 and the 50 moving average at 72.21. Nevertheless, a breakout, rally from here up to the 50 is not bad for a short term advance. But right now, there's no signs of it. So. But we also have to take into consideration the weekly chart because the weekly chart has a bullish doji hammer, I should say, candlestick pattern from last week, and there was a breakout today. So that breakout, of course, has failed, but that high can also be watched and should be watched as a price level because it's at 68.03. And if we go back to, so we're getting a breakout and then a pullback into this range. That's not unusual, and that's perfectly normal as long as there's not a drop below last week's low of 65.41. It doesn't show short-term strength at all, but of course that could change. Going back to the daily, so the breakout on the swing high is at 68.37, and the breakout on the weekly is a little lower at 68.03. So that will give you an earlier new breakout attempt because it'll be a breakout of the weekly, which is enough on its own, and then further still a breakout of the double bottom once it hits that and goes above that higher level. Okay, that is it for crude oil traders. Have a great week.